Okay, here is another video from me. This time it's not gameplay, but it's a map that most of you guys already know. It's from the First Strike map pack. It's Berlin Wall, and I just did a walkthrough because I have been in Berlin myself. And here is the wall, and as you can see, I made photos actually in Berlin when the wall was still up, and you can see that they had crosses from people that died trying to cross the border or get past the wall. So it's pretty sad. All the crosses say unknown, and then there's a date whenever they got shot or mauled by a dog or whatever killed them trying to cross the border or cross that dead zone. I'm very impressed about the detail in this map. All the signs are literally in German, and it does look very European if you've ever been to Europe. We have a coffee a restaurant right here and a drugstore behind me, and it's beautiful how they did all the detail in here. When you walk through here, it feels almost like back in time in the 50s or 60s. Here you see another shot that I made on Reichstag where you see the wall right in front of it. That's gone now. I have not really been to Berlin since the wall is down. I really want to go one of those days and see how much changed. I still have vivid memories on being in East Berlin and everything like that. So as you can see in this game, the wall really has all those marks on it, the graffitis and all that stuff. They really did this very authentic. And the cross through here seems a little smaller than in reality. Here's another shot that you can see how close we could actually get to the wall. There is a zone which you cannot go on to, or you probably would have gotten pretty much in trouble. I don't think you would have gotten shot on the West End, but you would have gotten some alarm turned on, or something would have happened. So we were told never to go close to the wall. They just wanted to make sure nobody can do anything to the wall, like attach a bomb and blow a hole into it or something. Here's a really cool record store. That's the first thing I noticed actually when I walked this map for the first time. Being a musician, I was like impressed. I was like, I want to see what kind of records they have. And there's a DJ table, and I don't know what that is, some kind of booth where you can listen to records. I remember way back in the 80s when I went to record stores and I actually spent all Saturday just listening to records and then walking home with at least 10 of them, spending all my savings on them, but it was always one of my favorite things to do. Here's another photo you can see from the wall, and you can actually see how wide that zone is. It's not like in the game. There's no way you can just cross it like running through, because there's mines, there's dogs, they're shooting from the towers, there's huge lamps, so even at night it's really bright. There's just, I don't know, the few people that did it, they actually went through tunnels or were hidden in a car and went through like that somehow. There's really cool museums right at the wall where you can see reenactments and photos and films and stories. You see how here the crossing is just way too small, but I understand that they couldn't do it as big as it is in reality, because it would have been boring and it's just not appropriate for a game like this. So I'm pretty happy with what they did. When I walk through this map, I literally feel like I am in Berlin, which, by the way, is my mom's birth city. It always reminds me of my mom and how she grew up there and how she survived the war while her house was bombarded many times and on fire. So I don't know, this looks like some kind of prison or something, which they literally have in Berlin, like in the city like that. And this looks like a brew house. There's all the beer containers. There's an old beer sign. So it's pretty cool to just walk around and see what they all put into this map. And if so, there's probably a lot of people that are not interested in the detail, but I definitely am. Here's a photo of one of the towers. Always found they looked pretty scary, knowing that you were watched at all times. And here's another view of another tower, so they look a little different than what you see in the game, but I think those towers here are a little more modern in the game. They have a different shape, and I don't know, they look more like Russian towers or something like that. I don't know exactly if the towers look different in other parts of the city, but I only saw the square towers. And what I also liked here is, like, you know, how they have made this map in winter. I'm not really sure why they made this in winter, but I guess it's kind of adds a little bit more of cold and to the atmosphere, because it was a pretty cold situation, knowing that people were locked behind a wall and died if they had to try to go visit their family members on the other side. Even the street signs are very authentic. And here's Checkpoint Charlie. I actually remember driving through here with a tourist bus. We had to show our passports, and they took away our magazines, and they made sure that we didn't bring anything from the west over to the east that people in the east were not allowed to use. This is one of those cars they had in the east called Trabant. Very sturdy cars. Don't know, I heard a lot of stories about those cars, but those were the only type of cars they had in the east. There was only one type of car and nothing else. Here's another restaurant. It's more like a beer bar with dartboards and like a back storage room. So I'm getting out of here, see what else there is. Okay, I have another photo coming up from a view to the wall and the architecture, just so you can see the similarity to the map. And then we continue through the wall, through the dead zone, which is always tempting to do. And when I first heard about the turrets and that you can walk through there, only you have to be very careful because you get shot. It's really, in the game, it's kind of funny. The turrets don't shoot you right away. There's an alarm going off first, and you can run away from them like I do just here. Really risky trying to see how far I can go. And it's absolutely no problem. Just imagine if that was a huge dead zone, like in reality, you would not make it. There was no way, because there's no cover, there's nothing. Funny is, in Domination there's actually two walls on either side of the flag, and when you lay down, if you lay down, you can't get shot. So here you see some more of the architecture, which I just love to view, and I sometimes wished I could go and explore a little more of this map. Here is the Reichstag. That's the building that's right at the wall. That's been shot heavily, and you can still see that. That's actually should look familiar to you because it was part in Call of Duty World at War. You had to fight your way up the stairs. And here's the tower in East Berlin. It's a TV tower where you can go up and look down. And here's another photo from the wall behind a river. So they used the river as a border. Not sure if there was anything in the river to kill people, like sharks, haha. Most likely not. But here is the last photo I want to share with you guys. You just see how much graffiti was on the wall, and people tried to make it a happy kind of place, which it wasn't. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Bye bye.